Hello and welcome to the Jury Roundtable for 1984, the Golden Age. So we are here to discuss the merits of the final three. However, we don't know who the final three are. So, as you guys know, Nikita was the final head of household. We played a power of veto. So I want to hear who you guys think won the final power of veto, and who is about to join us. So, Tim, give us.
I say Bree or Yoshi win it, and Jonah is our final. Got fourth place. That's my prediction.
Okay. Chris, what do you think?
Unlike everybody else here, I want Jonah to win it, and I want Bree or Yoshi to come join us this evening. Yes.
Napolito, what do you think is about to happen?
I think it was do or die for Jonah, so I really feel, I don't know, I think Yoshi, Bria, they're both strong in competitions. If Nikita somehow won veto, she's going to keep Bria safe for whatever reason. I think Bria is in the best position right now. So I think if Jonah didn't win veto, Tim, don't give me that face.
I mean, if Jonah wins, he's evicting Bree. I think Yoshi's in the best position.
No, I think he'd evict Yoshi.
Okay, so who do you guys think, Grace, since everybody, for the most part, is saying Jonah is joining us, if Jonah wins the POV, who do you think is joining us?
Oh, Bria, 100%. They were so after each other, and after talking with Bria and having a conversation, before the double eviction, when me and her had our conversation, they had prior beef to this, and they absolutely just despise each other. So if Jonah won POV, then Bria's coming tonight.
I think just before we go, I'm glad X's eyebrow has finally regrown, and I think we need to celebrate that.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Jimmy, do you have something to say?
I just want to say, I feel like if Jonah got to pick, I feel like there was a very small chance that he could vote out Yoshi.
Yeah, I think so.
Yoshi has burned him over and over and over again.
If
he does anything emotionally like I do, then there's a chance.
Do you guys think there's a chance that Bria or Yoshi won the veto and evicted the other?
No.
No chance. If that happens, I'm not voting. I would not vote them. That's so dumb.
Okay.
Jonah has emotions? I don't believe you.
Okay.
I feel like Yoshi would vote out.
Let's find out who the next juror is.
Oh my god.
Welcome to... Let's see if they join yet. They're coming.
They're coming.
Unless they have to enter a password. It is.
Oh, we're so shocked. We're so shocked.
Okay.
Tim, fist bump.
Okay, so to catch everybody up to speed, Nikita won the final power of veto.
Oh, dang.
Oh my
God.
Same, and Bria evicted Jonah.
She actually kept.
I'm so happy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So with that means our final three this season are Yoshi, Bria, and Nikita.
Oh my god, I just noticed we have the all black final three.
Wait. But
That's ironic.
It's true.
Black?
That is
Yeah, Nikita's black. All right, Jonah. I have two questions. One, if Nikita used POV on you, who would you have evicted?
Oh, Bria, 100%.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
I told you, Jonah has no emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
He's savage.
Okay,
And then did you have a final two with Yoshi? Was my
I didn't have a final two with anybody.
Yeah, final two.
I never made a final two.
That's what he's got full.
I usually don't make final two deals. I let them make it with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Again.
Jonah, as obviously this group of people has gotten to talk together for at least a couple of days now, is there anything you would like to tell them right now about the game? You might not be able to get another chance to tell them.
Based on what I experienced, I believe that Yoshi and Nikita are really super close. I'm not sure how long that's been. They've been tight. I got that vibe because Yoshi even told me Not Yoshi. Nikita told me that she felt close with Yoshi.
Oh,
No, I
poor-
really.
Yeah, but I don't
I
know if
really
that
feel-
I
feelings.
don't know. Nikita has made several final 2 deals with people. So
Yeah,
You didn't make one
and
of
I
them.
really feel like Nikita is loyal to Bria, but Bria is not reciprocal. Up to
Oh,
some
absolutely
point.
not.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I
not.
mean,
So
Nikita.
I think Nikita got
Nikita's
played this week. Like,
Nikita made the dumb move. Should have
yeah,
taken Jonah,
exactly.
and then
Exactly.
should have had a
Yeah,
2v1.
by the way,
Almost on the
Jonah,
field.
like, I'm not saying that we didn't respect your game, but I think like Chris was like your only like locked.
I was. Wait, I was. I'll be honest. I was.
Okay.
Well, Tim, we kind
So,
of thought the same about Nikita and you. Like,
Yeah.
so we are now here to discuss the merits of the final 3. Now that we know who they are, we can begin to do that.
mhm.
How this is going to work is we will, I will start off with a specific house guess. The last couple seasons, it is kind of naturally turned from one to the next to the next. But I will have a time that I will try to switch us over to each house guest so we have plenty of time to talk about everybody. This is a conversation for you guys to make sure that your decision in choosing a winner for this game is as educated as it can be. I want you guys to dig deep into these 3's game, figure out who you want to represent this season of 1984, and ultimately vote for that person. At the finale, you will each get the opportunity to ask one question. So begin to think about those questions because that could be the difference between them winning and losing this game. So let's start off in alphabetical order. We will start with Bria. So I will let whoever wants to go, but we will talk about the strengths of Bria's game and the negatives, however you guys want to take that. So whoever wants to get started may do so.
Personally, for me, I think Bria played the strongest game. She started from the beginning. She won the second HOH. She's won, I think, the most comps out of those 3, if my math is correct. And she didn't get nommed until the final 7 with X, or final 8 with X.
She got nommed with Nop. For...
Yeah, she got nommed on
Yeah,
my
she was nominated next to me at Final 11.
I don't remember that.
Not only that, but she was used as like a pawn. Well, not a pawn, but as a nominee like every other week.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, she wasn't really a pawn on my HOH because I was actually in the mindset go home. I don't really care who, but yeah. So
Yeah. I mean, I tried to get her out.
I
Like,
mean,
five.
she's only there and no shade, but Yoshi protected her. Brie protected, I feel like, her allies kind of the first half, and I feel like that she's taken a back seat the second half, which is
Yeah.
good for her. But the
Right.
reason she's here is because of Yoshi lying.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
and all
I
that.
definitely
She's not
think
here 'cause it's
Yoshi's.
her own game.
Yeah, I definitely think out of the 2 between Yoshi and Bria, Yoshi's stronger.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I
why?
He's
But why
still
is he
nominated, right? Or no?
No, he got
not
nominated
final
for.
First time.
He got
Yeah,
nominated for
Yoshi and
Four,
Jonah got
okay.
nominated at Final 4.
Yeah,
But I don't
went in and
understand, like, what is her weakness for taking a back seat if she knows, like, her social bonds are there? Like, there's no point
But she
getting
didn't take
blood
a
on her
back seat
hands.
because of her social. She didn't take a back seat because of her social bond. She took a back seat
No.
because she had no fucking choice. She
But
literally
at this-
was targeted for a large part of
I
the
can barely
game.
hear you, honey.
Second half of the game, and she's only there because of Yoshi making the lies with Jonah twice, equal Jimmy. Like, she didn't do it herself. She banked on Yoshi, and whether that you guys could call that a sheep or what, she didn't do that herself. I mean, I respect her game. I do believe she played the better game, the entire game, like Tim said, but she didn't take a back seat because of her.
I mean,
because she
if
felt she
if
had the social
Yoshi's
bonds.
if
Like, let's be
Yoshi's
real.
tanking his game for her, wouldn't that be a good move for him or for her? Or do you not
He's
think
not
that's
taking her game. They're literally me, Bree, and Yoshi were on the bottom. Everyone was gunning for our group. So she was. It's not because he's tanking her game for her. They're both playing different games, but they're kind of they had to rely on each other.
I feel like, yeah, Bria was really strong at the beginning. Like she won competitions. She was really social with people. But I think once she was vulnerable on the block next to me, she realized that she had to like take a step back. But I think she was still social and doing a lot of behind the scenes work, because I mean, why will you keep Bria safe with veto at Final Four if you can make a big move, use the veto on Jonah and evict her? That's my concern.
Absolutely. And
Final
also
Four was
think
gonna
about it.
be bad.
Think about it too. Bria played a way stronger game than I did when me and her were nom together. She played a way stronger game, but they kept her over me.
For real.
Literally, I was not winning this game, and they evicted me over her.
But
Yeah.
there's also the issue that she won vetoes back to back when she was nominated
Yes.
against Knopf at Final 11, and she even beat me in a veto.
We
comp
both
where-
came close. Like we
like,
both came second to her.
Yeah, I mean, both people that were next to her on the block came second, and she beasted out the comp wins when it was important.
Yes.
I know comp wins aren't respected by a lot of people, and I definitely relied on them as a player, but I do think that's respectable. She won when she needed to, and then I'm not respectful of the backseat gameplay because she didn't really have a say in that, but it worked in her benefit, and that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
bad anyway.
I feel like she had a very wide spectrum in her gameplay. She had very much power in the beginning, and then she had to overcome adversity there in the middle, and then she had social bonds that saved her at the end. I mean, she's really done it all.
I have to say though, her getting Lauren out, I feel like that definitely she could cause the bigger shift in the season for sure when she
I
started
will
doing
reveal this. Bree did make that rumor up. She just wanted Lauren to be a target. It was no one told her that rumor. She made it up because she wanted Lauren out. She realized that Chris and Lauren were kind of there, and she didn't feel in with them, I guess. But I do
Why
know
did
she
she
made the
just
rumor, and she
realize
went with it.
that though? That's I don't get. Like, see, now I actually was thinking about possibly voting for Bria, and since you just said that, I can't vote for her because why are you going to?
Ooh, snap.
Because
Literally,
XX doesn't want you to vote for Bria if it's Yoshi and Bria.
there was
I
no
mean,
like there was.
I'm gonna be
no
honest
point.
with you
I'm
guys.
still talking. There was no point. Literally, and I don't mean to be rude, but I'm still talking. There is we all know there's a difference in gameplay and there's a difference between personal, literally, and okay, I'm done.
Well,
Continue.
how about
What did you even say?
What did you say?
What did you say?
I
you're
said
cheering-
there's
wait.
a difference between gameplay. There's a difference between personal, and she literally just.
Wait, Chris, maybe ask her if she's in the final two. Ask her why she made up the lie, because maybe she thought that
I could give
you
negative
and
5
Lauren.
fucks why she. I could give negative 5 fucks why she made it up. Literally.
What lie?
I respect it. I think it was a smart move. I know it ruined Lauren's game, but
I mean,
let's be real. This
of
is
course
Big
she would have
Brother.
expected you were close to her.
I mean,
It's not about being close. Chris,
I
it's
think
not about
that
being
was a
close
good
to her.
move
It's all-
because it shifted the target off of her and like X and that thing and onto
Chris,
a new
the only reason you're pissed
I-
off is because your BFF Lauren got fucking bitched out.
That's
Like,
not
don't
even the
get pissed
point,
off.
though.
Yeah.
That is.
No, everything
That's the whole
you
point.
This
I
game
want
is
you
over
to
for
know.
both of us. Why are you still starting drama?
I'm
Literally.
not starting drama. You're acting big, bad, and tough because of Lauren.
I'm not
Get the
acting
fuck
big,
over
bad, and
fucking
tough,
head.
honey.
Yeah, you are. You're
All right,
right.
all right.
Guys,
All right. I think we're
Guys.
done. All right, let's move
Guys,
on to
we
Nikita.
need to focus. No. We need to focus on the game. I want to know what Jonah thinks because he got backstabbed or stabbed by Bria directly at Final Four.
I mean, like I said before, I tried 3 times to get her out, and she survived each time. I think she's something that has a really good social game. I'll give her that. She almost played me this week because she made a deal like, "Oh, I'll save you. I'll keep you safe if I'm in the veto." Obviously, that wasn't true because I offered her twice I'd keep her safe, and I ended up putting her on the block.
But you were going to evict her as well had you
Right,
won veto.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to
Yeah.
Victor as well, so.
know.
Yeah, I think she got you out first.
She played that role well. Like I told her like I would have done that. Like if I were in her position, I would have done the same.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay,
going to
so,
like. No, wait,
uh,
wait,
Wait one more.
wait.
Okay,
Wait, don't
so-
interrupt me. No, don't interrupt
No,
me.
I will mute you.
Wow.
So Jonah and Bria were the last remaining duo. So
Oh, yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were.
does that have any effect on Bria's game to you guys?
No.
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 I forgot about
No.
duos.
To me-
Forgot about duos.
To me, Jonah could prove that, but to me, even when they were in duos, you all didn't seem very close.
We were never close because we have had bad history. Like,
It was always, 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 it was
Like every game we played, we've gone against each other, and she's.
So if you guys had bad history, how did Bria use that bad history like as an advantage being with you, or do you think that was just kind of something that
I mean, she said like we made a truce in the beginning of the game. I'm not sure how true that is now, but who knows?
I mean, she never nominated you.
She never nominated.
Yeah.
That's true, but she
Because she only won one HOH.
If
She won 2.
in the duos. If she was not
Did
my
she?
duo, I don't think I would have been here.
She only won 1.
No, she won 1.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think she had like ally. I think she had other pre-jury allies that kept me safe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
I
that's
think that,
it. Here's another thing I noticed on Bria. Pretty much throughout the HOHs, like for majority of them, it was people who trusted her and she was close to that won them.
I mean, you can say the same thing about Yoshi, though.
Yeah, but yeah, Yoshi better is no one on them. So
Me too.
Look, this is my concern with Bria, and I think it will be like a weakness because I really feel like we've talked as a jury and we all agree that we would like a female to win a game. It will be like a lot of people have mentioned it and we respect Bria so much, especially Grace. But I think the only thing that overshadows the fact that we want to vote for her is also the fact that she took like a step back end game. And now it's like, what moves is she gonna make in final 3 to guarantee her the win? Because she started strong. She started taking a step back, doing some behind the scene stuff, and I don't know what she's gonna do now.
She did trip up there after the double eviction. Her and Tim and myself and Jonah, between all of that, it was a bit late for me, but she was exposed. I mean, I did actually become to where I wanted to target her.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, that was a weakness in her game. That was just one little flaw in an otherwise perfect game, honestly, is that she was going just right along as far as I was concerned. And then all of a sudden,
I mean,
it
if you want to,
wasn't as smooth.
I mean, if you want to talk about weaknesses, if I kind of want to move on to Yoshi here. Like,
I want to move on to Nikita.
No, we're leaving Nikita for last. We're leaving Nikita for last.
No.
Fine.
We need to save the best for
Nikita.
last.
Go have Nikita. Fine.
Can we move on to Nikita?
Is there any other comments that anybody wants to say about Bria right now? We can always come back to it.
Yeah, great. I had a question real quick.
Okay.
If Jimmy were to nominate Yoshi instead, would you still evicted Bria or no?
Who are you talking to?
No, Grace.
Yeah, Grace was evicting Bria.
Yeah, okay. I was making sure. That was.
Yeah. We've already thrown Jimmy under the bus for that stupid move. Yeah, we know.
Oh.
Okay.
Poor Jimmy.
But I was, I was going to do it, but I was so glad. I will say I was going to do it, but I was really glad that me and her talked everything out and made up, and I absolutely love her very much.
Okay, so with that, we will move on to Nikita. So as we did with Bria, we want to talk about some of the strengths as well as some weaknesses of Nikita's game.
Oh
my God, you're hilarious, Michael.
Miss
Someone
Penny
want to take
over
this
here
over?
is ready.
Let's just Grace off her
Okay.
leash, and then Grace can just explode.
Okay, so Nikita. Who is she? Where did you find her?
She was on 10 gauged. She was on 10 gauged.
Then the troublemaking
it.
sensation.
Mm-hmm.
Nikita's not getting my vote. Oh, 100%.
No.
But
Oh, no.
no, I'm sorry. I don't
No.
want that representing the season.
Literally, this was Nikita's game. Oh, Grace, me and you have known each other for we've known each other for a long time, and we are in a total drama game together, and I want to avenge both of us by making final 2. I want to come to you with that, yada yada yada, and then, oh yeah, I can meet you with the final 2, so I can evict you whenever I feel like it.
That sounds familiar.
Look, this was my conversation with Nikita. So it was like 10 minutes before the final 11 eviction, she comes to me and Nikita is like, I'm going to keep you safe. Like a lot of people are keeping you safe. Like you're making a big move. Like everyone is following you. Like you're doing it. You keep on doing it. You keep on doing your speech. And I'm going to keep you safe. And don't you worry. Like girl, I got your back. And don't worry, Tim is also going to keep you safe. And don't worry, I got you, fam. And Nikita, 5 minutes later, is like, hi, much a big you, like, out of here. But get back to Mexico. I don't care. Like, no international.
Honestly, I might be like the only person voting for her or voting for him. It's a male, but the only reason I might vote for him is just because I'm voting against the other person. He seemed so indecisive with his vote every week. He flipped and flopped. He's like, oh, I'm voting to Vic Bryan, and I'm voting Ginny. I'm going to no Polito. Now I'm going to do Bree. Now I'm going to do Jimmy. Now I'm going to do like he never made up his mind. It was so hard to keep him on track, and like it sucked that I was paired up with him because I really didn't want to be paired up with him. But it happened, and and he still evicted me. I would love to know the reason why, but I'm sure he went, I'm evicting Grace, now I'm evicting Tim, now I'm evicting Grace. Like, he can't make up his mind, and it got very annoying for the 10th eviction in a row.
Like,
it really did.
Yeah.
Yeah. With their
I didn't appreciate the fakeness. I mean, I realized a lot of us were faking this game. I mean, let's be real.
I wasn't.
But the Nikita thing, it's just like, Nikita, let's be real. Nikita just never really had loyalties anywhere. That's great. I mean, you do you, but it's kind of to a point where a lot of motherfucking people kept you safe. And by that late in the game, especially the Tim eviction, you should know who you're with. Like, if you still can't make up your mind that game, how are you going to describe to us your game and why you should win this game? Like, it's annoying.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I'll give him a chance just because, I don't want to have my mind 100% made up before at least hear them. But I understand where you guys are coming from, and like I got annoyed by it. Like, I'm with you guys.
Like, here's my thing with Nikita. I'm just going to be plain honest. Tim, I really think that Nikita's game was up your ass. Like, he got to see a lot of it. Like, she went in depth into it because, like, he will, like, both of y'all will flip, both of y'all will flop. It was like, I don't know, like, y'all communicated in some way or another. And I think until you were evicted, I didn't even realize Nikita was in the game. Like, she won 3 competitions once you were evicted. And she finally played the game, like, once she knew she couldn't hide behind your shadow. Like, she could barely get some tan herself because she was behind your shadow.
I mean, if she wanted to use me as a shield, I mean, that's his gameplay. If he just wanted to just sit behind me, even though, like, I wouldn't say he went into my nether regions, but, I
and I mean, I'm not kind of
we made our own
because
moves.
I would like to go, like, up somebody's ass like that and be carried to the end, but, like, didn't happen.
No,
I mean, yeah, you tried with that.
I have an issue with that.
No.
I have an issue with that statement though, because I feel like I'm not gonna bash Nikita for kind of falling behind Tim. I feel like Tim was kind of an out there player. It's bound to happen, especially with duos. It happened with Grace and me. Grace kind of floated behind me because I was out there doing my own thing. It happened, and then when it happened with Yoshi, when people found out that we were close, it just people kind of got pushed behind others because that's how the game went, especially with the duo season. I don't think that was purpose. If maybe that was Nikita's strategy. If it is, I will give that credit to Nikita. But I think when you have such strong personalities, like I was a strong personality, Tim was a strong personality, Chris was a strong personality. You had such strong personalities, and then you had Nikita, who wasn't really that strong personality. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Well, maybe not a strong game player, but I think he's definitely a strong personality.
Yeah, strong personality.
And we just talked about how he won HOH because he spelled shower correct, and the other people got 4 and 5 letter words. Like,
No, honestly,
looks at Jonah.
yeah.
that's a stressful competition.
So you guys have said that Bria played harder, like competition-wise at least, at the beginning of the game, whereas Nikita has stepped it up towards the end of the game. So is there one or the other that is more respectable, or are they both equal?
Well,
Definitely Bria.
Yeah,
I'd say Bria, but
Bria.
I just think Nikita, like, he tried. It's not like he threw these. He literally tried, and he just is not good. So,
Literally,
the comp
We also have
same
wise-
thing
we
with
also
me.
have to
I
remember-
tried my. You don't even know how hard I tried at these comps. It's still
These were hard.
Guys,
comps.
you're also forgetting that Nikita wasn't in the majority of the veto comp. So like,
That's true.
When
That's
you're not
true.
even know half
that
the
is
comps.
true. And he won 2 of them. I'm
He
just like
won-
bitter because he made fun of my taco box. So I still hold a grudge for that.
I think we all made fun of the taco box. You literally left, and then it became a meme.
We all laughed. We all laughed when you got
Oh my God,
evicted,
I
and
saw
the
the-
first time.
I saw the double eviction and I was like, freaking Nikita, you did this to me.
Oh my god.
What was I gonna say? I forget.
Okay.
Okay, does anybody have any other comments they want to make on Nikita?
Yeah, I would like to. Grace still needs to get off her leash for a second. So, yeah, so literally in
I do have-
Nikita's goodbye message, he was like, "Oh, I know you said whoever voted you out is not getting my vote, and I completely understand that, but I just hope you're nice to me. Oh, honey, my niceness to you is you're not getting my vote.
I do
If
have,
we're
I do have
talking
one
about-
thing to say.
Oh yeah.
I just kind of wanted to say that Nikita's goodbye messages were crap, but I will say that I can respect Nikita as a player. I know that Nikita didn't play out front, didn't win a lot of comps, but Nikita is still in the final 3, and I do think that Nikita had their fault. But I think that Bri and Yoshi, just the way they've kind of played people, personally, I do think that's going to be a huge error. And I think if Nikita can jam that enough in a jury speech with us, I think that could help Nikita. I think Nikita
mean-
still has enough ammo.
Maybe.
I think the game, if Nikita goes to final 2 with either Bri or Yoshi, I think his mistake was not using POV on Bri and saving Jonah.
Yes.
I think
100%.
that's going to be a hard
Mhm.
hard thing to look past because, like, Jonah, no offense, dude, you were terrible socially.
I know.
Not many people were voting for you, and
Well,
you know,
well, Bria in the house right now
Whoa.
is pushing the narrative that Jonah gets the most votes in jury just based on past relationships.
Yeah.
what past relationships?
I'm just saying that's,
Yeah.
that's the narrative
Like
that
Chris?
Bria's in there.
Yeah, because Chris controls 5 people in the jury. Chris, you have now 5 vote jury.
It's actually funny. So
Here's the thing that's-
actually like really close, and so he came to me like right before the game started. He's like, "Remove me off 10 games."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I was like, "Okay, fine."
Here's the thing that stopped Nikita though from making the smart move, because Nikita stated this in his goodbye message. He said the reason he voted me out was because he wasn't sure if I was going to go after Yoshi and Jonah. He didn't know that. So his mistake was he was so focused on getting either or out, he wasn't seeing the bigger threat out of the two.
Grace, I would like to
Just
mention
why he
something about that. Another thing, I know we're probably not supposed to talk about goodbye messages. Sorry, production. But Nikita told me in mine, I'm sorry, I'm terrified of Grace and what she might do. I'm sorry, but I just don't. Why the fuck be afraid of Grace? No shade to Grace. I mean, you've taken me out multiple times, but I just don't see I feel like Nikita played such a scared game, and I just like get a pair, walk in this game, do your own thing like everyone else did, and if you still fail, at least you tried. But playing the game scared, I think Nikita is going to get bashed for that as well, because Nikita was always afraid
He
to
was
go against the grain or do their own thing.
scared of me. Like, okay, look. I can be feisty and I can be petty, but I'm not scary.
You're scary when you're let off the leash, Grace.
Ooh.
Yes.
So
No, wait. If we're talking about goodbye messages,
I was
look,
actually not 1 second. This is my question. How much of an effect do the goodbye messages
Okay.
in the end?
I mean, as someone who didn't send any, they probably don't affect me. But as to the final 3, they don't mean anything to me. I
Just
know how I'm
saying.
voting. My voting order is
I
locked.
found it.
I'm gonna be voting.
Same.
Oh my god! At least.
Wait, Tim, what is it that you have?
I found it.
I
I found it.
Wait, X
What
didn't
was
even
it?
see it. X didn't see it.
Oh no,
No,
he
I did.
knows.
I saw
He
the
knows
GIF.
about it. He knows about it.
Hey,
He has a gift. Michael made a gift of it.
if we're talking about
You know
goodbye
what?
messages,
I mean,
All right. Goodbye, message.
let's
Going
be
back
real.
to goodbye.
The majority
message.
of y'all beat me.
If we're talking about goodbye messages, so like when I heard Tim's goodbye message, like it actually made me feel bad. Like we should have talked more. But when it came to Nikita, I felt pity to have dealt with him for so long. Like I put up with his sauerkraut for so long. It was unbearable.
Nah, the production is still down with Nikita.
I mean, it's
we should feel
'cause,
bad
you
for
know,
them.
Right. It's
No,
'cause
but
I had a
here's the
logical
thing.
reason to evict you, while I think Nikita just was like,
Yeah. No,
I
but
don't
this is
know
what
what to
Nikita
do.
told me. Nikita literally said in her goodbye message, I was so down to keeping you safe, but like when you messaged me and moments later you didn't reply back, and I felt like I will only be keeping you safe for your own benefit, and then you wouldn't talk to me again, and it will be like you're only coming to me because you want a favor out of me. And
I
it's
mean,
like
I don't think
that
I
is
don't
not
think
why
Nikita.
that is not why.
That's what Nikita told
Nikita-
me.
That is not why Nikita evicted
Nikita-
you.
Well, that's what he
Nikita-
said. That's what he said in his goodbye
Nikita-
message. So
Nikita should have taken you out. I think that was a good move for Nikita. It wasn't a good move for Nikita to keep you. I think it would have been dumb for Nikita to keep you. I think it would
no,
have been
but
done
the
for half the-
unnecessary lying.
Absolutely.
But he needs to
Grace,
be
you were
honest.
next to me on the block.
He needs to be
Absolutely.
honest in his goodbye messages. That's the problem. He's like carrying this like whole personality in his goodbye message, like saying like this nice stuff, and just be like, "Yeah, I evicted you, and here's why." Like that's what I did in Opolino, and that would have maybe gained his jury vote. But you know, you just got to be honest, and he's being fake in his goodbye messages. And
Oh,
it's not helping.
absolutely.
At least I think Tim was more genuine in his speech, and I was like, I will have given him my vote had he made final two. Wink, wink. Yeah. But it's like,
Yeah, I could win a comp.
but with
All right,
Nikita,
so
I
we're
think she
moving
tried
on
putting this
to-
persona, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, and like the goodbye, all that, and just like, and then the thing is that, you know, you've made me kind of, you know, you upset me. So the fact that you're going to tell me to be nice to you,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
After you were not nice to me, going around and saying lies about me, yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, and Nikita was like, no Polito, te quiero, te amo, everything. And then it's like, oh, but I unnecessarily
Damn.
lied to you.
The whole Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh, Nikita,
all the
like,
Spanish.
Nikita tried to seduce me with Spanish. It didn't work. And she was like, why will you unnecessarily lie to me moments before the eviction?
Okay.
So do we remember also that Nikita was up on the block the first week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
And I actually,
Okay, I'm gonna get off camera. For
Yeah,
this
Nikita. All right, Nikita was on the block the first week.
Okay. A better question. Who actually regrets evicting Julian over Nikita? Like, I do.
I don't.
I didn't know.
Julian.
I mean,
Julian is like.
On his birthday. You evicted him on his birthday.
But Julian is like good
You know,
I don't regret
strategically.
it.
Yeah.
He's good strategically. Nikita's not that good strategically, in my mind.
Well,
I mean,
Final
there's
Julian,
three.
like-
Julian wouldn't have fucked me over like Nikita did, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
it was great.
I think it was a better game move on our half because Julian is a stronger personality. We know how popular Julian
Definitely a
is.
stronger game player.
We know
do
how
better.
he plays the game. So
Okay,
it
this
was-
is okay.
Hey,
Let's go to Yoshi.
At
Let's go
least
to
you got a
Yoshi.
birthday present.
No, Yoshi's gonna win. Like, bye.
Yes, we're
Okay.
going
We
to
don't even
Yoshi.
need to talk about it.
Okay, so now we will move on to Yoshi. Here we are talking about his strengths and his weaknesses.
Yoshi, remember Vanessa is not a winner.
Yeah, that's gonna be my thing. I'm voting for the person who thinks Vanessa is not a winner.
I still think he did that on purpose.
I don't think he
I
did.
don't
I
know.
think
he did.
Yoshi's
I
like
don't
really
think
goofy.
He didn't do it because I was on call with him one night and he said another like Big Brother said someone else won a season. And I'm like, no, they didn't win it. And he was like, oh really? And I said,
Yeah, I just don't think he won.
I forgot I forgot who he said though, but I forgot.
In my mind, I think some people are overrating his game. I think a lot. I think he had a free ride till jury. I don't think he could have literally done the Jonah move and just sat there and did nothing, and he just had a free ride to jury. And then I think he won comps that he didn't need to. I don't know. Maybe you guys can convince me why.
I mean, who's overrating his gameplay? I mean, call out some names, Tim. I'd love to hear.
You you're putting your bias on your pregame relationships with Yoshi. Like, I haven't heard you.
I haven't put any.
Stop
I
kissing his
said Yoshi
butt.
just as much as anyone. No, but I'm not kissing his butt at all. I've still downed Yoshi for the bad moves he's done. Okay.
You haven't mentioned one bad move he's done.
Am I going to
You have
vote
not
Yoshi
mentioned
100%
one bad move.
final? I have mentioned multiple times throughout. If you actually read jury, I know that's hard for you to read, but if you read through jury chat, I have said a couple bad things about him because he had played a perfect game, and I still said that Bree played a better game than. But here's the issue: you want to be like, oh, Yoshi was my entire sheep throughout the game because you don't understand loyalty and allies in a game because you don't have any loyalties. I'm not overrating Yoshi's game. Do I think Yoshi had a free ride pre-jury? I said that multiple times in my confessional chat. He had me, who kept him safe 2 out of 4 weeks. He had Chris, who kept him safe because he was his duo. He had Bree, who kept him safe. I've already stated before that he had a free ride through jury phase. So he didn't do anything during the jury phase. Pre-jury phase. I'm not denying that. I don't have to deny that.
Wait, Chris, would you have nommed him if he was?
But did you have multiple chances?
I didn't have any chance. No, I had no HOHs. I would have nommed him.
Ask me?
I said, would you have nommed him if he wasn't your partner?
No, I wouldn't have. I didn't know he was after me, so no, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
speaking of that,
maybe I'm biased because like Yoshi was my showman this season, but shut up, Tim.
He had like
don't be
six final
jealous.
twos.
No, don't be
Like,
jealous.
He made
sorry.
6
But
final twos. I don't understand like how
But I
we're
think-
thrown.
I think
He had
Yoshi
6
was a
final
little bit
twos.
reserved at the beginning, but I think given that he did rely on his allies, he did try to play like socially.
Mama's got to
Because
go
he
to
did
work.
make certain alliances. He was solid with his duo. I don't know if he talked to other people. And when it came jury, I think he won some vital competitions. He took out Chris. He made a big move at winning that final 5 veto. So, because that week will have been great to see Bria or Yoshi leave, and he kept both Bria and himself safe. By the way, Jimmy, I feel you were robbed. I would like to
have
see
no
him final 3 over
No,
Nikita.
when it comes to Yoshi, I feel like everybody should vote for him. I feel like he laid out a plan and he stuck to it and he pulled it off.
Laid out what
And worked to
plan?
get him to the end.
What was his
Yeah.
plan? Get to final 2 with Bree and Nikita? What was his plan?
Just get to the end. Like
I mean, that's
Yeah.
everyone's plan. What do you laid out a
no.
plan?
But he
I'm
actually
saying, I'm
has a
saying
good
he had,
chance
like,
of
he
making
has
it
like
happen.
an order of events and a way that he was planning to do it, and at a time when people, he's just doing it. I'm telling you, he's got a plan
I mean,
for at least
he didn't have
At
to
least the
make
last final
bold
7
moves though in this game. I
Mhm.
think Jimmy. Yoshi didn't have to make.
Now I'm not voting for him. I mean,
really
I'll
bold
let you
moves
know
in
right
this game.
now.
I mean, it's
But like I said earlier, I mean, I'm mad at the person. I'm not mad at the game. I mean, he played a really good game. He didn't go up on the block until when, and it was by the
Final 4.
I don't know. It was by.
And he still got
They were
saved.
both.
Yeah.
I mean, he was correctly placed at every HOH, pretty much.
I think we underestimated Yoshi up to
he
some
took out the
point.
people that were his threats. Like when I had my HOH, I didn't hit my target. How many people hit their target?
I mean, he didn't hit his target the
10.
first HOH.
Well, no, he didn't, did he?
Chris was his target. His first HOH,
No,
wasn't
apparently he wanted me out.
Oh yeah, because I was on call with him.
No, he wanted you
on the
out.
call with him when this
I
happened.
thought he wanted
And
Chris
then he
out.
directly messaged
No, he
him
wanted.
and
No,
told
he
him-
wanted. No, he wanted Tim out. Me
He
and
did?
Bree were pushing him to get Chris out hardcore.
Why did he talk
didn't
me
want-
out of
he
voting
wanted
Tim?
Tim
What
gone.
Wait, so Bria pushed
he only voted- he
Yoshi
only
to do
talked you out
things
of
he
voting-
didn't
he
want
only-
to?
He only
Why
voted
was he
you
trying
out
to
of
talk me out of voting
taking
Tim?
Tim out because me and Bree kept pushing him. He would literally, if it tied, he was going to vote out Tim. Once he heard that Tim had an advantage, once he realized that Chris, he never wanted Chris gone from a game's perspective. It was me and Bree pushing him constantly all day, and it was, if it had tied, advantage used or not. So obviously, if it was used. But
So
he
now
would have taken Tim out. He didn't get his target out. His target wasn't essentially Chris. Was it great for his game? I mean, I don't know, but he still was going to take out a big threat.
Like,
He was like,
okay.
Tim's not wrong. His target was Tim.
So now you and Bria
Right.
masterminded his HOH and controlled it, so that's better for Bria. She took a
Like,
step
Chris,
back, but she
Chris,
did manage
are you there?
control.
Chris,
I'm about to
we-
leave to go to work, so why?
Okay, would you have nominated Yoshi if you won HOH at that point?
What point?
when you got out, like before he nommed you, would you have gone after him?
I mean, if I would have stayed, yeah, but
Well, no, like before he nominated.
oh, before
You already
oh,
said
yeah.
no.
I already told you no because I didn't know he was after me.
Right. So like he makes these moves and gets out these people that weren't coming after him. I don't know. I think his game is
I
very
mean,
messy.
You've already stated you're voting
thought so,
Nikita
too.
and
I mean-
Bree. Like you're not focusing on any good attributes of his game. I mean, you do you, but bashing someone you've done nothing but bash. I'd love to hear contributing factors rather than be bitter and be like,
I mean,
oh, I don't
you
wanna
guys have
vote.
already
That's
said all
fine,
the
but-
good things about him. Like, yeah, he played under the radar.
But you
and
made
then
no
he
attempt to
started
say
winning
a good thing
comps.
about him. So obviously, you just be upfront, be like, I definitely don't want Yoshi to win,
Like,
rather than be like
I have to
bashing him
leave.
the whole time.
I have to leave soon, but I am going to say this. If Yoshi does make Final 2, regardless who he's against, even though he got me out, I'm voting for him to win, literally. Because I think he played the best game here. I think he's played a better game, stronger than Nikita, stronger than... I'll have to say on that. So, he, despite being bitter personal differences aside, he got me out of this game. Tim got me out of this game. I'm voting for Yoshi to win. Point blank.
Point blank, period.
Drops mic.
Grabs
Drop
cat.
So, Yoshi did go unnominated until the final 4, as did Jonah, so I will give him the same credit. But what does that say about his game?
About what?
I mean, he was
about
like
what
Tim
game?
said, he was
I-
carried pre-jury.
I think he got lucky with who won HOH. I think there are a large number of people that if they won HOH, they would have. Grace would have nommed him. I would have nommed him.
Absolutely.
Nikita would have nommed him. He got lucky. I still don't understand why Jimmy can you push this aside. Literally, like I think everyone but Jonah and Yoshi are nominating him. I think he got severely lucky in my mind.
So-
But like,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. After he put me up, even he said, "Oh, Grace, you're a pawn." I was like scared to go up because I'm just like, well, the first time I was supposed to be a pawn, I almost went home, and that was not going to
Love you! Still have to be
You guys think that
literally had I won the double eviction HOH, Yoshi, you're going out from me, and I don't care if you go
But-
home. And that
But
was
what I will give him favor for, since apparently I have to say something good about him, I don't think he would have got home on any time. Like if I'm thinking about it, like I can't even think of who I would have put up with him that he would have went home against. Like
Oh, yeah,
that
was
is
probably-
yeah.
like because I was thinking about it like the week when I was like doing the endurance, I'm like, okay, so if I won, I probably would have done either Yoshi or Bree or Yoshi and Jonah because I had no idea. And I'm like, who's voting Yoshi out in either of those scenarios, you know? And I will give him credit there. Because he did have a good social connections at the end.
So do you think that Yoshi got lucky with who he was aligned with, or do you think he purposely aligned himself with people that could win comps?
He got lucky. No, Tim's very correct. He got very lucky
Yeah,
with who
he
he
got
aligned to and
lucky.
how HOHs went down.
Oh,
I
he
mean,
got lucky.
when you're aligned with people who constantly get HOH, you're not in danger, and that's not because you're going out there and socially being good. You're already with them, so you don't really need to go work out. And then when he did need to go work with people and go out of that circle, I mean, from what a lot of people are saying, he still didn't do that honestly, and I do think he got more lucky
Yeah.
with the HOHs than who got them because
But
I mean,
give him
wait,
credit
let's
where
be
he's
real, I
due.
was
He
in the
did
same
have.
scenario. You just
Right. He did win the comps. Like he did win some HOHs. Like I couldn't do it. You know, Grace couldn't do it. You know, he did win those comps that
Yeah.
are clutch. And yeah, it's just hard to like judge where his social and physical game go.
Yeah, something I did notice though is like Yoshi, I think he won competitions when he most needed them, when he felt vulnerable, because after the double eviction, like his showman was out, X had won the previous HOH, so he went out to win an endurance. Was it endurance?
No, that was a luck
That was-
comp.
Oh, the luck comp. Well,
Yeah.
the luck was on his side. He made a move against Chris. Time later, X was evicted, and he also felt vulnerable. It was him and Bria. He won that
I
HOH
don't think.
and
I
Duran,
don't think.
which he said he wasn't
vulnerable.
good at. And
I don't think he was-
Final five, it will have been the best time to take one of them out, and he won that veto and kept both of them safe. So I think he.
I agree with most of your points. I would say, except for the first HOH, I don't think anyone was putting him up. I don't think anyone was putting him up at final.
I mean, you guys are saying that you will have taken him
No,
out
no,
of double
after-
eviction. Or Grace
No, I'm
said
saying
that she was
after
taking
he
him
got
out.
Chris out. I say after he got Chris
Oh.
out, everyone was gunning for him. But before, I don't think anyone was gunning for him.
Oh, absolutely not. I was not gunning, especially when he won HOH the first time. Me and him had we all know I'm an emotional as hell person. Literally, we had such a good conversation. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go after him anymore. And then he puns me. I'm like, boy.
So,
he took out
but
Chris,
I do
he
get what
took
you're
out
saying.
Tim, like
Right. He had the same clutch wins as Bree. And, you know, I do have to give credit. He won when he
To me, I am a person that would have never put him up, never voted him out, and he could have beaten in the final two. I cannot understand why it was a good move for him to vote me out, except for he has a plan, and his plan is going to get him to the end.
yeah, but
I mean, you could say the same thing about Nikita voting Grace out.
being fairly
Yeah,
I'm
honest.
saying his plans aren't getting them to the end. So I mean,
Stupid. Literally,
No,
I literally,
Nikita
I was
apparently
going
had
to take
Tim
Nikita's.
locked in.
I
You
don't.
realize
I do not. I'm not locked into Nikita.
No,
No,
literally,
I'm
me
no,
and
I'm not saying you're
Nikita-
locked in on Nikita. I'm saying that Nikita was telling people that and the only reason she voted to keep you was because you forced his hand by using the advantage. I don't know. Did he always say he was keeping you? Like, I would love to know because he was I was voting Tim that entire day, and then when he used the advantage, I was forced to keep him.
I don't know, but there are like
Nikita
14
knows
people
what he's
I'd rather see than I'd rather see at
I
final
literally
3 than
can't
Nikita.
tell what his honest. Like, he told me he was saving, and he probably told someone he was evicting me because he told Jimmy he's evicting me. That's the problem with Nikita. I still have no idea what his plans were. Like, he could have just been lying to Jimmy, or he could be lying to me. Who knows? And that's probably why Nikita's not winning.
Oh yeah, no, like literally, because at least Bria and Yoshi, they've been like more upfront with what they
Yes.
were doing. Nikita, like you don't even know what. I still don't know why, like exactly, even though he was like claiming it in his goodbye message, why he took me out and why he
Yeah.
voted other people out. We don't understand his logic behind his stuff. And
I
then
think
he's
he
like, "Oh, it's
just
because of this."
wanted to be
No,
in majority, like thinking it
Yeah.
will benefit his game, but he was still put up on the block as a pawn apparently. So
I would say Nikita
I don't
was the
know.
only person who consistently reached out to me after every event in the game. Jimmy, how do you feel about XYZ? Jimmy, how do you feel about?
He did that with everyone.
Oh, I know, but he's
Yeah.
the only person who did that for me. I mean,
I did that too.
you know, like, no, you did not.
You got like fifth boot. Nobody remembers you.
I mean that. Don't even come
Oh.
at me for that.
what
Okay.
type of person is it that you guys want to represent your season of 1984?
Someone who
Not
played
not
a
Tim.
really well-rounded game. Someone who played a really, really well-rounded game. That's
Yeah.
what he's
Do
honest
you
with.
think that the entire final three represents that, or do you think that there's
Nope.
Partially.
Yoshi.
I here's what I think is gonna happen. I think if it's anyone but anyone with Nikita, I think whoever's with Nikita is gonna win hands down. If it's between Bria and Yoshi, I hope it's a fight. I hope you guys just
Yeah, I hope it's,
give Bria a
it's
shot
Yoshi
because
and
I
Bria.
think there's some factors that are I would say overestimating. I guess that's the right word for Yoshi's game. I don't know. I don't think he's played as tough, but I'm definitely keeping my options open. I'm definitely not just gonna vote for Nikita or vote for Bria or vote for Yoshi. I'm gonna have a question. Hopefully, that will
I'm not
determine
afraid.
some votes.
Yeah, I feel if it's a Yoshi and Bria finale, it's going to be a really good final,
Yeah.
like a really good finale for sure. Because they both played very similar. They both had this good social connection, and they both won comps. But to me, they played similar, and it's going to depend on their final speech. For both of them, it's going to depend on their final speeches. To be honest.
Is
What
there
they-
any person that could evict any other certain person that would cause you to vote for them?
If Bria, I mean, I don't think it's gonna matter because I'm pretty sure it was with Nikita. He's probably gonna vote, but I think if Bria evicts Yoshi or Yoshi evicts Bria, I think that would be the most shocking.
Yeah.
I don't know if that will like change any votes. I mean, maybe X is like, oh no, my two friends are voting against each other. What am I gonna do? But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to change any votes, but who knows?
Who knows? Expect the unexpected.
So one
I
more.
really like Nikita. I didn't have the same experience that y'all had with the annoying voice. I found it endearing. I really did.
I mean, I'm not saying his like voice or his personality was annoying. It's just the way he like flip flopped and couldn't make up his mind. It's just
but I'm the same way.
Well,
I can't be offended by that when I'm the exact same person. I think.
I mean,
Nikita
you
and I
were.
made, like, almost the same thing.
You were. I mean, we didn't disagree that.
Yeah, that is very true. But yeah, like literally outside of the game and like even in the game when we weren't talking about like game stuff, when it wasn't game related, I love Nikita. Nikita has like the most fun personality I've ever seen, as someone just so enjoyable to talk to, as someone enjoyable to be around. However, Nikita's game was not very enjoyable.
Nikita as a player
very
and
messy.
Nikita as a person.
You know, it's funny when Nikita asked me early on about Tim, when he found out that he was going to get paired up with him, I'm like, well, Tim is a really strong player. You can always be sure that Tim is going to have a plan. And his response was, oh, good. I really like having somebody that I can depend on. Like,
you do know, like we knew each other pre-game, right?
I mean, we knew you were alive.
I know that now. You know, I don't really
have that.
It really annoys me when people bring all this, like, oh, I've been in some. What was that other one? The Cat People Alliance. I like all these fucking alliances, man.
Oh my god, no. I do have another thing to say about Bria's game. I just now remembered. Bria, I don't think had any pre-game relationships walking into here.
So going into my next
That's
question.
true. That's true.
How big of
Yoshi
an-
and Nikita both did, because Nikita had
Right.
Tim.
Let Michael talk.
How big of an effect do you guys think that pre-game alliances had on this game? Because
I mean,
it was obvious this season that there were pre-game alliances,
Yeah.
but how do you think the final three used those alliances or lack thereof to get themselves where they are?
I think with Bria, I think what she did that's really going to put a huge mark on her resume is, like I just said, she had no pregame relationships walking into here. Like to be honest, me and Bria played another org before this, and we knew each other. We knew each other, and we had a little conversation, but we were not aligned, and we never worked together in that. So this game was the first game I really got close to her and to be her friend. But other than that, I don't know if any pregame relationship she knew of. So I think what she did was she found a strong pregame relationship, and she could have attached herself to that. So that way she could continue on and have people she could trust.
I think Yoshi relied on them the hardest. I mean, I agree Nikita had them, but you know how many HOHs Nikita's pregame relationships won? There is we flopped, but
we did. Honestly,
we absolutely did.
I would say Brie had none, so she puts it at the top, and then Nikita's right below because I don't think there's any effect because the only pregame was blown up week 1 when Julian left, and then Yoshi rode 3 or 4 allies to the final 8. And then he lost some on the way. So I mean, I do think that's a big point in Bria's favor.
I think actually Bria had a disadvantage because I think she had beef with Jonah for something personal. So I think she didn't have pre-game relationships, but rather a pre-game rivalry. And Jonah said that they made some sort of truce. They're the last remaining pair.
Mm-hmm.
They both made Final Four, and she put a nail on his coffin. That's a really strong resume.
Right. She absolutely did. But yeah, that is definitely a huge point. That's definitely leaning me on Bria over Yoshi now, is that she did not have any pregame. Besides me, she really didn't have any pregame relationships walking in here. And the thing is, we didn't work together in the other game. We didn't work together much here, but we were willing to stick together. If that double eviction didn't happen, we were willing to stick together.
I just feel like Bria has such a star quality about her. I would like to see her represent this season. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Yeah, Jimmy
absolutely.
coming for
I
the
wanna
girls at the
Just-
A
double.
girl, yes.
Yes,
Jimmy
green
came for the
screen.
girls
Yes,
at double
green screen.
addiction.
Literally, and she told, actually, another thing, she did leave me a goodbye message too, is she explained some of the stuff she was doing, and she was like, Grace, the reason I'm doing this is for you and for the girls. And I was like, I don't feel.
I should listen to my goodbye message.
She
So-
left me.
Is Bria being female a good enough reason to vote for her?
Oh, she's a thick black queen. Like,
You think
Well,
Grace
but
would
I
have got
don't
the
think it
votes?
has nothing to do with. Like at some point, we did talk
Wait, what'd
about
you
it,
say, Tim?
but I don't know.
I said, do you think Grace would have got the votes?
Absolutely not. Like, I was not winning. Well, it was just very difficult for me because I wanted to win a comp so bad, but I just was not good. And I tried. Y'all even saw I tried my damn hardest on them.
I'm
And
not.
Fist bump, Grace.
that did
Fist
not
bump.
even work out very
Yeah, I'm
well.
not voting either of the final two based on their gender or anything. It's
Yeah.
just if they're a girl, they're a girl. If they're a guy, they're a guy. I mean,
Mhm.
it doesn't have any effect for me.
Yeah, gender doesn't make the gender's not going to make a huge difference for me. I'm voting who I feel played the best. But the thing is that she played a really good game in my eyes.
She was a strong individual as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
She was definitely the female that outshined the whole thing. Like, she did that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna be an intense final two.
Well,
So-
unless Nikita's there, then
Okay.
Nikita's there, it's gonna be
Okay,
a
so
vote.
if Nikita makes final two, this is going to be my speech. It's going to be like, Nikita, if you take off your scarf, I'm gonna give you a chance. How about that? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give
I mean,
you a
I-
50-50 chance.
He might.
Okay, so if Nikita wins and gets to pick, then Nikita's in the finals. If Rhea wins, is she going to take Yoshi?
She
I think
should.
it's gonna be a big movie if she blindsides Yoshi.
Oh,
Okay, and
yeah.
if Yoshi wins, is he going to take Rhea?
He shouldn't. he shouldn't.
I
If
don't
they're
know.
smart.
He should see Nikita in the finals.
If they're smart, they should take Nikita. I don't know if they're that smart.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that I see. To me, both of them are very emotional. Yoshi is extremely emotional, and Bria is emotional as well. So I think that is definitely going. If they take the other, I think that is going to be the main reason why. But out of the two, I feel the one who would probably play this, like, who would probably be more willing to cut the other is Bria, because I think Bria could see the strategic side, but to me, I don't see that happening because they're both, again, very emotional.
Yeah.
And Bree might be close with Nikita, where I don't think Yoshi's close with Nikita at all.
Yeah.
I also love Yoshi to death, but I think he's sometimes a little bit naive and in certain cases too loyal. Like, he gives you a word on something and he makes it happen. So if he tells Bria, I'm going to take you to final two, I really feel bad for Yoshi, but I think
that would be
he's
the first
actually
person
going
he
to
told
do
the
it.
truth.
Right.
the
If
truth to.
I think if Yoshi does take Bree, I think that should be like a dig on his game, or maybe I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. If you're like,
Yeah.
if he's that loyal and he's like, I'm gonna take this person that's better to the end, or you could have been like, okay, he's the most loyal out of the three. I don't know.
Well,
You can look at it
that's my
either way.
perspective. Also, I'm being a little bit biased because I know that Yoshi, like, he did play both sides, and like he did lie a little bit to at least two out of the three of y'all. So, but he was like loyal to me and always honest.
So
But-
what is more?
But I didn't last that long, so like whatever.
What is more respectable to you guys? Taking the person that you know you can beat, or taking the person that you've worked with first?
The second option, which I didn't hear, but the second option.
I,
No,
I
can you
would say,
repeat it?
I would say no. He said, is it more respectable for taking someone who you know you can beat, or someone you've worked with the whole game? And in my opinion, I think it's more respectable to take the person you know you can beat. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion, though.
I've done
I
both.
actually find them both equally respecting because one, you're doing it to win the game. Like, the first option, you want to do it because you want to win bad. Like, you want to win bad. Of course, like, this
Yeah.
is the point. The point of this is to win. But then the second one is equal to me because it's just like, I am someone who is so, like,
Right.
huge on loyalty as a whole, not even like game wise. I'm just all about loyalty no matter what
That's
the
true.
situation is. So like being loyal to your friend, like that's really cute. So
But I
Yeah.
think Bree is tight with Nikita, so Bree could also go like, well, I was tight with Nikita more than I was tight with Yoshi, and she could also do that. Where the
And
only
get an
person
easy win against
right, and
Nikita.
the only other thing I could see is just the only like betrayal I could see is Yoshi evicting Bree, because I don't think Yoshi and Nikita are close.
Sadly,
That's
I
the only.
don't
I
know
don't
if
think that's-
Yoshi will do that. That's
Yoshi's
my
not going to do that.
concern.
Like I said,
don't know.
because Yoshi's a very
Yeah.
emotional person, and he's going to like.
So,
build
do you
very
think
fast.
Bria is making final two? Is there any way Nikita
I
evicts?
think actually Bria is making final two guaranteed.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because here's the thing. If we're saying she's close to that is, you know what? That is the perfect, maybe it was very smart for her to take Jonah out because out
Jonah
of the
was
two,
not
Yoshi
taking
and
Brie.
Nikita,
No, she
those two,
was.
no matter
She
what the
wasn't.
situation is, I think those two will pick her over the other no matter what.
What's your opinion, Jimmy?
What you're talking about right now is Yoshi's plan as he's been playing it out. So that's
Well,
why
no,
he
but
wanted
Yoshi
to-
now only has
That's
a
why he wanted
1/3.
those people.
No, Yoshi has to win it to get to the end. That wasn't Yoshi's. I think Yoshi's plan was to get Jonah, so then Jonah and Bree would take him. I think Yoshi's plan got derailed here because I don't think Nikita's taking Yoshi.
Oh no, absolutely not. I think Nikita's gonna pick Bria.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think
Nikita has.
I think Nikita sees the bigger threat in Yoshi for going
Yes.
unarmed for so long. Like
Exactly.
he would not stop talking about
And I'm pretty sure Nikita likes Bree more. And I don't know if Nikita thinks he's like, I don't know if he's drawing dead, but he's drawing very dead.
And here's the other Nikita thing too, because when Nikita, like I said in the goodbye message to me from Nikita saying, "Hey, I'm going after, I want Yoshi and Jonah out." Well, he got
I don't
Jonah
think-
out.
I don't
He's probably
think there's
gonna
any way
continue his
Yoshi's
plan
gonna
to get
take
Yoshi.
I really don't think Yoshi would take Bree.
We'll just have to see. I just feel like Yoshi, it'd be his big move to take out Bria and take Nikita. But
If Yoshi,
I just feel like Bria, she's making final two if Yoshi doesn't make that move. Because also, I think for once, Nikita is actually going to be honest and loyal to somebody and take Bria to final two.
yeah, Yoshi. Here's the thing, and yeah, Yoshi, it would be so smart for him to evict Bria because if Yoshi evicts Bria, Yoshi has these jury votes locked.
Well, it comes down to the jury speech, but as of now, I think there's a strong chance of that.
I just hope it's a good fight between Yoshi. I do agree.
I
I think
really want
Yoshi.
that.
I do agree. Yoshi should beat Nikita. I think it should be a lot closer with Bree and Yoshi.
There are 14 people I'd rather see in final three than Nikita, and there were only 13 people who are not in final three. So
What the hell?
Wow, you'd rather see JG.
I'd rather see JG at final three. I thought his name was JT. Okay, JG. Okay.
I did not.
Rip
I did
JG.
not like. I did not like. Anyway, I just yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Jimmy, I understand why they took you out at final five. I love you to death, but honestly, I would have done the same. Because
I mean,
What the
nobody-
fuck?
nobody-
My final
nobody-
two stuck.
nobody
My final two
understands.
stuck.
Nobody understands why Jimmy took Grace out. We'll never understand.
No, because yeah, literally, I'm just like literally.
Go
when that
go
happened, I
go
was
into
like-
Jimmy's mind, and then you'll never go out.
I was just like, hey, I'm not winning this game. I'm literally a free person to take the final two. Please give me second. Please.
Jimmy, manifest your 40 years of wisdom. Like
You were my final two, Nopa, and you were not going to fucking take me to the end. Is that what you're saying?
How many
No.
final twos did you have, Nopolito?
I had Nopa until Nopa left.
well, apparently, I don't know. Nobody.
you had almost as many final twos as
Okay.
Yoshi did.
No,
I can't
actually-
believe Yoshi had like. I believe
Actually,
Yoshi had like.
If we were
6
turning
final twos.
tables, Chris came to me and he said he wanted a final two with me. And I only told Jimmy, I never agreed that to Chris, but I did tell Jimmy that I would like us to go far, maybe even final two, because I never even discussed it with anybody else.
I'm just gonna have a spoon in my mouth until the rest of time.
Oh my god, I hated that competition so bad. Literally, and I was so mad because literally I'm in another. That's what caused my egg to drop because another chat I was in called and I heard it ring and it like scared me and I like popped it and my egg fell and I'm like,
You were not lasting 2 hours though.
Damn, chick, don't
oh,
lose them
absolutely.
eggs. Don't drop them eggs.
I was not gonna last too much longer than that because my mouth was just like in a lot, and it was harder with my brain.
You're put really.
You need to be better at putting stuff in your mouth, like the spoons. Like
So
See, that's
does
where I was
these-
ready. I was
does these
ready
specific
for one.
competitions. Do the specific competitions that the final three won have any effect on your vote? Because if you look at the comp that Bria won, the how much do you want it, or the comp that Yoshi won, the
luck, the luck,
the luck
egg and the
competition.
spoon comp.
I can't believe he actually won an endurance
And then
competition.
it's because he had the
Nikita-
plastic spoons.
Yeah.
Nikita has been winning the memory challenges. So does the specific type of comp that these house guests are winning have any effect on your
I
vote?
mean,
What was
Nikita
that?
winning
What
the
was the final
memory.
veto?
Yeah, what was the final veto?
Okay, so the final veto,
Who
they
has more scarves?
Watch to be a day's comp.
the house guests had to they were given a game scenario, and then they were given a mathematical operation, and then another like game scenario. So as in like how many HOH competitions have been played plus how many veto competitions have been played, and they had to give the exact answer, and whoever got the most correct won the power of veto.
Did Nikita get all of them right?
Nikita got 5 out of 8. Jonah got 4 out of 8. Yoshi got 2 out of 8, and Bria got
How many did Bria get?
1.
How hard were these questions?
I can read you.
Oh, you should post them in the chat.
Yeah, post them in the chat.
Yeah, post them in the chat.
That'll give PTSD for Jonah.
Yeah.
They'll be posted. I'm gonna post the eviction and everything in there. But so example question. Let's see. What is the number of evictions plus the number of people who have won 3 HOHs?
Chris and X won 3 HOHs and like 12 evictions, 14.
Kristen won
15?
3.
Oh no,
Kristen
no,
won
that was no. Only X won.
Only X won 3 HOHs.
Did Chris win 3?
HOHs.
This is hard.
Chris only won
Jonah,
2.
Jonah,
it doesn't-
Joshi, Chris got 2 each.
It doesn't surprise me that Nikita won these because he said he was writing everything down. So that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I wasn't
That was 12, by the way. There were 11 evictions.
only
And
X.
now there have been 12 with Jonah.
Right.
Um,
Oh,
And
okay, I counted Jonas.
X was
Did
the
you see
only
that, Chris?
person who
Right.
won 3 HOHs.
You see, I will have been close to them. Like,
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to say before we turn off the recording?
Yes, I have one important thing to say.
You're gonna pull out your paper.
oh my, it's upside down, dude.
That's the point. That is
Oh
the
my
point.
god.
Oh my
You
God.
are
No,
a
we're
bigger
good.
flop.
We're
You're a
good. No,
bigger
we're
flop than
good.
me.
We're good. He's still recording,
No.
so it's okay. I flipped it.
Okay,
up.
You're
Oh
a
my
bigger
God, I
flop than
literally-
me.
When I saw that GIF, I literally just died. And then when X started getting all upset and got really pissed about it, I laughed even harder.
Well,
So
this
with
meeting
that-
is adjourned.
With that, thank you guys for a great season. I will keep saying this over and over again. This is a really good season.
The best.
Mhm.
Remember, when you are casting your vote, you are voting for the person that you want to represent this season of Night.
Unless we're Topaz Brady.
150%.
150% secure.
So with that, this jury roundtable is over. I will turn off the recording. If you guys want to stay on the call, that is fine. But with that, the recording will be over. So thank you guys.